Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my dear girls? Inshallah, today I am going to explain the lesson of Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan. Of course, you know that Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan was the third Rashidun Caliph, and that's why, because the first Rashidun Caliph was Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, and the second Rashidun Caliph was Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab. Let us talk about Sayyidina Uthman. He belonged to the Umayyah family of the Quraysh tribe. That was the name of his family, the Umayyah family. He was a very rich merchant. Again, he was a very rich what? Merchant, means trader. He used to write letters to the Prophet because he could read and write. He also acted shura to Abu Bakr and Umar radiallahu anhum. The meaning of acted shura, it means that he was a consultant for them. He used to give them advice, help them decide what to do or solve problems. The most important point here is the way he became a caliph. He was one of the 6 people chosen by Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab for the position of the caliph. Again, he was one of the 6 people chosen by Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab for the position of the caliph. And after long meetings and discussions, he was made third caliph. Again, he was made the third caliph. So the Muslims continued to hold meetings and discussions in order to decide which of the 6 people that were chosen by Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab before he died was the best one for the position of the caliph, until they decided that Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan should be made the third caliph. He guided the Ummah for 12 years. Again, he guided the Ummah for 12 years. He helped spread Islam further, and he had some great achievements for the Ummah. Let us talk about what he did for the Islamic Ummah. Uthman's achievements. First one, he was the first one to widen the Prophet's mosque. Again, he was the first one to widen the Prophet's mosque. What's the meaning for this? Of course, you know that when the Prophet ﷺ built the Prophet's mosque for the first time, it was very small. But when Uthman ibn Affan became the third Rashidun Caliph, he decided to make it wider. He bought the land next to it, and the other people donated their land, and then he started to make it bigger and wider. Also, he preserved the Quran and the Sunnah. Also, how did he preserve the Quran? He made the first handwritten copy for the Quran with the correct punctuation. What's the meaning for this? Before Uthman ibn Affan became the first caliph, the verses of the Quran were memorized by most of the people who taught the Quran and learned the Quran from the Prophet himself. But some of them started to die, and because the Muslim Ummah started to be bigger and larger, the people in the new Islamic countries could not read Quran in the correct way, and that's why he decided to collect all the verses of the Quran in one book with the correct punctuation. The punctuation here is not the full stop or the comma for the English or the question mark or the exclamation mark. The correct punctuation means fatha, dhamma, shadda, kasra, that help us read Quran correctly. 3. He conquered Antalya, Afghanistan, Libya, and Tunisia. It means that he helped to spread Islam to other countries and helped to make the Muslim state much larger and bigger. And because the Muslim state became larger and bigger, this is number 4, in order to control the big Muslim state, he introduced a new government system. What's the meaning of a new government system? A new way to help him control this very big Muslim empire. How? He divided the Muslim state into 8 provinces, 8 parts, and appointed an emir for each one. Again, he appointed an emir for each one. Emir means like a leader or a governor. He was the leader of all these 8 emirs. They just helped him to control this big Muslim state. The last one, he also started the Muslim Navy. What's the meaning of the Muslim Navy? Let us see. Can you see this picture? This picture is a picture of the old or the first handwritten copy for the Quran. Can you see how big it is? It was handwritten. Again, it was handwritten. This is the first handwritten copy for the Quran. And this picture is a picture of a navy, naval forces, an old naval forces. The naval forces means ships with soldiers on top of them that can fight on sea. Uthman ibn Affan was the first one to help the Muslim state have naval forces like this one. He started the Muslim Navy, the ships that can fight on sea. Let us talk about his end and his enemies. Osman's enemies. Let us talk about his enemies. What did a good man like this one had enemies? Yeah. Some people disliked him. It means that they did not like him, but they did not hate him. Just because they felt that he favored the Umayyads best, the people of his family. They just felt that. But that was only a wrong feeling. But the most dangerous enemy for Osman were the people who only accepted Islam to break up peace and unity among the Muslims. It means that they pretended to be Muslims, but they were not real Muslims. They just said La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah just to live among the Muslims and started to make the Muslims fight with each other. What did they do, or what about them? These people or these dangerous enemies were violent, were very bad, and disobeyed him, did not listen to him. Of course, Sayyidina Osman was strong enough and could have easily crushed them all, but he said that he could not shed another Muslim's blood. Osman ibn Affan just said that he could not kill other Muslims, and he did not want to kill other Muslims. And finally, because he did not like to kill them or crush them, they finally made a plan to kill him. In the year 656 AD, when most Muslims had traveled to Mecca for Hajj, at the time for Hajj, when most Muslims left Medina and went to perform Hajj in Mecca. Of course, you know that Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan had made Medina the capital of the Muslim state, and there lived the Caliph. When most Muslims left Medina and went to perform Hajj in Mecca at the time for Hajj, these bad people went to his house, and some of them climbed into his house and killed him while he was reading the Quran. So Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan was killed or was assassinated while he was reading the Quran at Hajj time inside his house. Of course, he died after he led the Ummah for 12 years. During these 12 years, he did many great achievements for the Ummah, and that was the end of Sayyidina Uthman ibn Affan. From this end, you can see that he did not have enough time to help the Muslims how to decide on the next caliph or how to choose the next caliph. The same like Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, who appointed Sayyidina Umar next caliph on his deathbed, and the same like Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab, who asked the Muslims to choose one from among the 6 people to be the next caliph. But Uthman ibn Affan did not have enough time for them. He just was killed and assassinated while he was reading the Quran, and he died at once. That was the end of the third Rashidun Caliph. Inshallah, next time we are going to talk about the fourth and the last Rashidun Caliph, Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib. Thanks for being with me, and goodbye till we meet again.